Did you know that 70% of restaurant customers never return after their first visit to that restaurant? And sorry to be the bearer of harsh news, but some data suggests that acquiring a new customer can cost up to 5 times more, and in some cases, up to 25 times more than retaining an existing one. Today, restaurants are facing higher operational costs and increased competition. In a world where customers increasingly expect a digital and personalized experience, restaurants have to find ways to attract more customers and get them more engaged. A loyalty program is one of the best and easiest ways to do this, blending technology with psychology. There are lots of different ways a restaurant can design its loyalty program, and in this video, I'm going to share with you a process for how restaurants can quickly and easily decide on and create a loyalty program. All right, so I want to walk through a framework that really gets the gears turning for any restaurant owner to figure out what kind of loyalty program should I create. There's lots of different ways that it can be done, and I think the faster that someone can decide on the type of program, the easier it becomes to implement, right? And then once you implement, run it for 6 months, get some data, and then you can iterate from there. So let's talk about how to create a loyalty program for a restaurant. Why it matters. Before we dive into the framework and whatnot, how to look at it and what's usually available to get something launched very quickly and into your customers' hands, I think it's important to consider why it matters. So first, some data suggests that only about 30% of restaurant diners ever return after that initial visit. Now, some of that could be because of location, or they were just passing through something, but at least the data reported here, you would consider that, hey, even if that's the case, some of that population of restaurants surveyed are people who just in their neighborhood or so visit a restaurant once or order from a restaurant once and never order again, never visit that restaurant again, which is hugely problematic because that means restaurants have to figure out ways to keep up attracting new customers, when really if you can get people to come back, it's less effort acquiring new and just simply re-engaging people who've already done business with you. So that's important to consider, that if of 100 people that dine with your restaurant, only 30 of them would come back and dine with you again on average. Another stat, 87% of shoppers report that they want brands to have a loyalty app. It's just becoming the expectation. Big brands sort of set the trends of having loyalty apps of all kinds, loyalty rewards programs, and the consumer psyche is now that, if big brands have it, large restaurant chains have it, I want my local pizzeria or my local coffee shop, my local diner to have it. So the expectation is there for a loyalty program. And, as a business owner, you kind of got to meet the customer and meet their expectations. Another interesting stat, 48% of customers expect specialized treatment for being a good customer. So think about it, half of your customers expect to be rewarded because they've done business with you, because they're a good customer. Over time, their opinion and attitude may change if there is no, acknowledgement of the way and how regularly and how much they've done business with you. So that number is only going to go up, that more and more, of every 2 customers that do business with you, one of them is thinking, hey, I'm doing business with this person instead of I could take my business elsewhere. I want to be acknowledged and possibly rewarded for that. So what's the solution? The solution that kind of tackles all these different challenges in a very clean and seamless way is a digital loyalty program. And, footnote here, that's what the Lealtad app does really easily. We can talk about that later on. So why does a loyalty program, a digital loyalty program work? It offers incentives, right? So right off the top, Neil Patel recently released some insights about data he parsed through, and said the data revealed that the top 3 reasons why people follow brands on social media: to get incentives because they're ready to purchase, or 3, they want discounts. Coupons and discounts was number 1. They're ready to make a purchase and maybe getting a little more information to confirm what they thought already. And then number 3 is going to be incentives. So if you don't have something that's bringing those people in, they're not going to want to do business with you. So offering incentives, a loyalty app checks that off the box. Increase communication. These tools, particularly like the Lealtad app, can communicate with, if you've got an email marketing system, if you there's ways to use a loyalty program to get your customers to engage with you online. All those are ways to increase your communication with your customers so you stay top of mind. Really good and powerful stuff. And then finally, 3, status. Like, you want to create a community around your business. It's not just about, hey, I open up a shop or I have this business and yeah, people come to me. No, you set the plate. You set the framework for a community, and that's what a loyalty program can do. It's like, hey, yeah, create a community, and inside of that, of your loyalty program, you can create different channels or different experiences for your customers to start fostering. Like, it could be status, it could be community at large, but all those people want to be part of something greater. So with all those reasons, that's why a digital loyalty program is probably the ideal situation, if not like the most effective solution for solving these challenges. Now, when I'm talking to a restaurant owner, it's a weird question, but it has to be asked because this frames everything else. What kind of restaurant are you? What kind of establishment are you? There's a difference between a coffee shop next to a subway train station, right? A convenience store versus a sit-down restaurant in Midtown, right? Those are 2 different kinds of establishments. And so you just got to recognize that, because the way you would look at a loyalty program is going to differ in that context. So let's start off with a low ticket item, right? Low ticket is often going to be a coffee shop, a convenience store, a pizzeria, maybe like a taco spot, something like that, something that's dine out. People come in, it's not really, or traditionally, not really a sit down, not really experiential. It's like in and out stuff, right? Low ticket. And then maybe plates are, plates are expensive, but like $5, $10, right? Maybe $20 the most, something like that. A second range is going to be like in the middle, right? The mid tickets. You're going to have your diners, right? Traditionally, diners, people go there and you're going to sit down, right? Whether it's at the counter or in a booth, right? Bake shops. And the reason I say bake shops is not because you could go and think about, well, I'm a baker, I'm just going to get a cookie, I'm going to get a croissant or a cupcake. But it's oftentimes like larger orders, right? Orders for like a birthday party, a work or school function, right? So there's like larger dollar values could be had at bake shops. Sushi restaurants, right? Sushi restaurants are usually like group experiences too. And then when you're elevating the kind of sushi restaurant, right? That's also something there. And burgers, right? Burger joints are very good because it's usually, I know if you're like me, I don't like burgers that get delivered because the bun never keeps up. So burgers are usually a good place. It's on the higher dollar value per menu item and kind of like a sit down experience. But it's also kind of in the American casual range. And then finally, it's going to be the high ticket, right? And that's dine-in only experience. Again, think about, at least for me in New York City or wherever you are around the country or in another country, like think about the cities, and then that's where people dine, right? After work, right? Or at the end of the work week, and the entire team goes to dine. It's often can be a higher ticket item. It's reservations, right? It's after not really the money, although they're obviously after profit, but there's an experience, right? A lot of the design elements for those restaurants go into an experience. And so that's generally speaking, right? Any restaurant can fit into any one of these 3. But broadly speaking, I think you got to ask yourself, what kind of restaurant are you, right? Is low ticket? Is it mid ticket? Is it high ticket? Now, with respect to a loyalty program, you can do whatever you want with it. But just for not wasting time, not procrastinating, and getting something out as quickly as possible, this is what you'll often find. For a low ticket, it's probably going to be like a stamps-based program, right? So buy 10, get one free. For your coffee shop, buy 10 coffees, get a croissant free, or whatever it is, like however you want to structure the rewards program. So that's going to be the stamps-based program. The points-based program, popularly think about like Dunkin' Donuts. I think Dunkin' Donuts, you get to 100 points, like you get it unlocks a reward that you can do. So that's going to be it. Like you set up a single reward, achieve or earn 100 points, and then you'll get X free, right? Earn 100 points and you get like a slice of pizza on your next order, something like that. And then finally, for low ticket, which is something that more and more restaurants and businesses are looking into and trying to explore, a subscription, right? Think about what your margins are on these products, and if there's a way that you can package it into a subscription, right? If your best customers are buying something like pizza, right? Let's take that for example, once a week, right? If you could create a subscription that once a week they pay the money up front, right? So adds monthly recurring revenue for you and the business, and then they get like a pie, right? But the subscription is 4 pies a month. Like if they get that on discount, why not? Right? It's a win-win for both sides. So I think on the low ticket context, these are probably going to be the kinds of programs you're looking at: stamps-based, points-based, and subscriptions. Again, it's just a matter of like choosing one and launching it out there, seeing how your customers respond to it. Going back to the mid-ticket, again, this is more of like the items, the menu items are probably, again, between $10 and $20 or something like that. Usually dine in, sit in. So you want something where it's like a points based. Sorry about that. A stamps based doesn't make sense, right? It could, right? If you buy 10 salads, you get one free. But it should be more of like over time, people want to try different things on the menu as they're sitting there. Maybe they bring family and friends, right? And later on, hey, if they want to unlock or redeem a reward, it should be something else on the menu. So that's why like a points-based, if they reach a certain level, it unlocks like an entree or something like that. Or in the alternative, tiered rewards, and this is what restaurants do really well. Like as you accrue points, it just unlocks different levels of rewards. So a tier 1 could be a free appetizer or free drink. Tier 2 could be a free appetizer. Tier 3 could be an entree, et cetera, et cetera. So that's where I think most mid-ticket restaurants are going to situate their loyalty program. And then finally, for the high ticket, it almost has to be a tiered rewards program. And the reason I say that is because usually on the higher ticket side, it's about an ambiance, it's about an experience, it's about status. And so tiered rewards naturally infuse that, right? If you've got someone who can accrue, and I'm saying this because like one thing I highly encourage people, restaurant owners, to do is to think about how they can elevate an experience. A perfect example for this is with sushi restaurants, right? If you can once a month create a curated event for people who have reached that tiered status, you'd kill it. Or in the alternative, creating exclusive menu items for people who have reached that status. Again, it's just something that other people can't reach. And believe it or not, there are customers of yours who see that and say, no, I want to reach that. And so a tiered rewards program is like the perfect fit when you're trying to like match an experience to a loyalty program. And so again, this is what I put here: exclusive events, exclusive menu items, right? That's what, like, think about menu items that have gone viral in the past. You had, I think it was like the rainbow donut. You've had like oxtail pizza, lots of different things. If you search on Instagram, you'll see exclusive items or like limited edition items going on, and people go crazy for that. They'll like set up camp in front of your restaurant just to get one of those things. So I think once you identify what kind of restaurant you're at, pick one of these things and just launch it. And that's how you can quickly get feedback. Get the loyalty program in your customers' hands. See how they enjoy it. Maybe there is a dissonance, and that you'd have to, in 6 months, maybe reconfigure or adapt the loyalty program. But I think that this would be a good start so that you're not wasting time, and you get your customers and your business, and if you have employees or so, used to the idea of managing and using a loyalty program in the business. Finally, I'll close off with the Lealtad app. If you have any questions, the Lealtad app is a digital customer loyalty platform. It can facilitate all of these different kinds of programs. If you want a stamps-based, points-based, subscription, tiered rewards, all and more. The Lealtad app can do it all. It's a digital experience. You can manage it through your smartphone, a tablet. and it's super affordable. I'm happy if you have any questions, send me a DM or leave a comment below. I'd be happy to get in touch. You can probably connect with me best places on LinkedIn. Send me a DM there to answer any questions. But hopefully if you're a restaurant owner watching this, understand that you have to move your experience to something digital. And customers expect increasingly, they want loyalty programs. They expect to be rewarded for what they do. And with so much attrition in the restaurant industry, like, you've got to do what you got to do to get customers to come back. Otherwise, like, your time is limited. So hopefully you found this informative. I'd love to know your thoughts. And again, if you have any questions about a digital loyalty program or maybe leveraging the Lealtad app, I'd be happy to hop on a call with you. And with that, take care, be well. Bye for now.